Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to talk about something we literally all do. But let's be honest, not always that well. We're talking about storytelling. And we're going to look at how you can take just a normal, everyday moment and spin it into a story that actually sticks with people. Oh, you know this feeling, don't you? You start telling a story, you're all in, but then you look over and you just see it, that glazed over look in their eyes. And that's when it hits you. This story is bombing. You've lost them. It's just the worst feeling. Look, if that feels a little too familiar, trust me, you are not alone. So many of us get stuck in what you could call a storytelling rut. But here's the good news. You don't need to go out and have some crazy, exciting life to fix it. Nope. You just need a little technique. Okay, let's just get this out of the way, because this is the biggest myth out there. We see these amazing storytellers and we think, wow, they must have been born with it. But the truth? Becoming a great storyteller is way, way simpler than you think. It's not about some grand, sweeping talent. It's about small, consistent practice. That's right. The whole journey to becoming an unforgettable storyteller, it starts with how you answer a question you probably get asked every single day. It's this massive opportunity that's just been hiding in plain sight this whole time. This is it. This simple little question we treat as a throwaway. Our default is always, good, you? And that just kills the conversation. But what if I told you this question is actually your training ground? It's your daily gym for building up that storytelling muscle. So here's the plan. We're going to build a daily habit. From now on, anytime somebody asks you, how are you? I want you to try answering with a tiny story. Just a small, specific moment from your day that shows a little bit of what it's like to be human. And here's your toolkit to make it happen. First, share something relatable. We're not talking about epic adventures. Just, a funny thing your kid said or a small win at work. Second, keep it short, like 30 to 60 seconds is the sweet spot. And third, this is important. Ask a question back that invites them to tell a story. You're turning a boring exchange into a real connection. Okay, so you've got your daily practice. You're turning how are you into these little moments of connection. Fantastic. Now, let's take it to the next level. Let's look at 3 techniques that the world's best storytellers use to make even the smallest stories absolutely unforgettable. First up, we've got a technique called impersonation. And to really see how powerful this is, let's take a look at a story from Leonardo DiCaprio, of all people, talking about a pretty terrifying flight he was on. You see what he does there? He doesn't just say, and then the stewardess told us there was a problem. No, he becomes the stewardess. He uses her exact, calm, understated voice, which actually makes the whole situation feel way more terrifying. Think about it like this. When you just summarize, you're like a reporter, keeping the audience at a distance. But when you impersonate, you pull them right into the scene with you. You stop reporting on the moment, and you actually start recreating it. And you can start doing this right away. It's super simple. 1, try to use the person's actual words. 2, change your voice a little to match theirs. Are they talking fast, slow, quiet? And 3, change your posture. You don't need to be Meryl Streep here. Even just shrugging your shoulders or leaning in makes a huge difference. All right, on to our second technique, building anticipation. For this one, we're going to look at a story from Sean Penn talking about the night his daughter's very first date showed up at the front door. Whoa, what a line, right? The second he says that, your mind just starts racing. What's he going to do to this kid? What in the world does he mean, my night? He instantly creates these questions that you are desperate to have answered. And that is the heart of anticipation. Basically, what you're doing is planting these little seeds of mystery. You're making a promise to your listener that, hey, stick with me, there's a payoff coming, and they will hang on every word to find out what it is. And there are 2 really easy ways to do this. First, hook them right from the beginning. Start with something like, you are not going to believe what happened to me yesterday. Then, as you're telling the story, just sprinkle in little mini hooks like, and that's when things got really weird, to just keep that tension building. Okay, time for our third and final technique, using contrast. And for this one, we have a fantastic, really funny little story from the actor Emily Blunt. I mean, that's just perfect, right? She builds this incredible epic image in your head, a majestic wolf bear. And then she just smashes it to pieces with this ridiculous reality of a dude in a green suit on a super slow cart. The humor, the thing that makes it so memorable, it comes from that giant gap between what you expected and what actually happened. This is honestly one of the most powerful tools a storyteller has. You lead your audience down one path. You let them build a whole picture in their head of where things are going, and then you yank the rug out from under them and go in a totally different direction. It's an instant recipe for surprise and humor. And you can see how this works in a more serious story, too. You create this sense of hope. I thought I was finally going to get that promotion. And then you deliver the knockout punch. But instead, he told me they had to let me go. That emotional whiplash comes directly from the contrast. So the big takeaway here is this super simple formula you can use right now. It's just, I thought it would be X, but it turned out to be Y. For example, I thought the blind date was going to be a total disaster, but it turned out we talked for 3 hours. The bigger the difference between that X and that Y, the more powerful your story is going to be. Okay, so we've covered a lot. We've got our daily practice with How Are You, and we've got our 3 powerhouse techniques: impersonation, anticipation, and contrast. Now it is time to bring it all together and actually do it. Now listen, the most important thing is, do not try to master all of this at once. You'll just get overwhelmed. Just start small. The very next time someone asks how you are, tell your little 30-second story and just try one thing. Just impersonate one person, or build one little hook, or create one simple contrast. The goal here is just practice, not perfection. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just think about your day so far. What's one small, funny, relatable moment that happened? And how could you use just one of these techniques to share it? Because the next great storyteller anybody hears might just be you.